Today we are tying Doug Ouellette's spider fly. I found this pattern in the book Guide to Fly Fishing Pyramid Lake by Terry Barron. It is a simple pattern that utilizes marabou as its only material barring a hook and thread, and can be effective in many different fisheries besides Pyramid Lake. Feed your vise! To tie this quick tie, place a size 6 TMC 5263 hook into the jaws of your vise and start a bobbin of black UTC 140 behind the eye of the hook. After the thread has been secured to the shank, cut the tag from the hook and continue wrapping the thread down the shank. When it reaches the halfway point of the shank, wrap the thread back up the hook to the halfway point of the thread underbody that was just created. Next, prepare a purple marabou feather that is a couple hook lengths long by pulling the back half inch of marabou fibers from the fly and trimming the stem to about a 1/4 inch long. Then place the tip of the stem against the hook where the thread is hanging from the fly, and secure the stem to the shank with wraps of thread down to the end of the underbody. Once the marabou has been secured to the shank, wrap the thread to the marabou tie-in point. Now sort through the fibers of the marabou until you find the tip, and then clamp onto the tip with a pair of hackle pliers. Palmer the marabou up the shank and gently sweep the fibers towards the back of the fly as the feather is wrapped up the shank, using the fingers of your material hand. When the marabou has been wrapped to its tie-in point, tie it off with a few wraps of thread. Then pull on the bobbin with your material hand and yank on the hackle pliers with your bobbin hand to break the excess marabou from the fly. Wrap the thread up the shank to about an eye length behind the eye and repeat this process with the black marabou feather. It is my opinion that the marabou of this fly creates the illusion of a lot of movement while it is stripped or drifted in the water column. I think that it represents a leech more than anything else and can and should be tied and fished in many colors too. Think olives, browns, blacks, oranges, and chartreuse. I may have found this pattern in a book about Pyramid Lake fly fishing, but it catches plenty of fish in other fisheries as well. Once the black marabou feather has been palmered to about an eye length behind the eye, tie it off with tight wraps of thread, and use your scissors to remove the extra marabou from the fly. The reason I don't pull on the hackle pliers to remove the extra marabou from the front feather is because it is too close to the eye of the hook, and I worry that the reaction from pulling on the bobbin while tugging on the pliers will cause the thread to come unwound from the fly, causing a huge marabou party that I don't want to deal with. Now that the body has been created, wrap thread around the hook behind the eye, creating a thread head that is about an eye length long. Then throw a couple 3-turn whip finishes onto the fly and cut the thread. Use a bit of UV glue as head cement for the fly and then blast it with a UV light. In this case, I'm using Clear Cure Goo Hydro. This is a spider fly. If you like to tie simple patterns like the spider fly, check out my Easy Fly Patterns playlist at the bottom left, or watch something YouTube recommends from my channel to the right. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below or the icon to the top right of the screen. Now, go feed your vise.